Hi, and welcome to another video by Jimthecarguy. Today we're working on a 2000, actually we started on this one yesterday, I just want to give you the update on it. It's a 2006, it's a Hyundai Elantra. I didn't have time yesterday to film it because we've been extremely busy, but I got it apart and I had to order the parts for it, so I just want to go over a couple of things with you and show you what the problem was on this particular vehicle. What happened is when this vehicle came in, the customer complained of an intermittent squeaking noise under the hood. I might add, this is a 3.3 liter engine, it's a V6. So the noise is a little bit difficult to hear. It would come and it would go, and it was not constant. When they would start it up in the morning, they would hear the noise and then it would disappear and it would come back later on in the day. I assumed it was going to be a tensioner or an idler pulley or possibly water pump or something like that, but when I had it running, I couldn't hear anything. So once I got in there and I started looking around, as I looked down, I saw like shiny metal filings down on the water pump area. So I'm thinking probably the water pump is starting to come apart, and that's probably what the noise is. So I took the belt off the vehicle and trying to find out where the noise is coming from. And when I turned everything felt perfect. There was no play in the bearings. You could spin them and they sounded nice and quiet. The water pump, you could turn it, you could feel no grinding whatsoever. The pulley itself on the water pump was nice and tight. But I did look on the vibration damper or harmonic balancer, whichever you want to call it, and I'm going to show you what happens to the balancer itself. So let's get over there, and I'm going to show you what I had to do and the way I'm going to correct the problem and what the problem actually was. So let's get over there, and I wish I would have filmed it to show you the whole procedure to find out the noise, but it's been so busy I just haven't had a chance to. And as it is right now, it's a little push to try to even do anything because, as you can see, we got quite a few cars inside the shop already for today. So all right, let's get over there. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This, as everybody knows, is where the harmonic balancer or vibration damper, whatever you want to call it, fits onto. Basically, the way you get it off is you just have a bolt right dead center like this. You air gun the bolt off. In this particular case, the balancer comes off very easy. And remember I was telling you about those shavings I noticed? If you look on the bottom of the engine itself here, you can see little tiny shavings, look like little pieces of silver. So that's what led me to believe that it was the pump that was actually an issue. But as it turns out, once I looked down through the top right up in here, I could see, I'll show you, that the damper was actually eating in to the timing case cover. As you can see, it was just starting to chew into it, and those filings that we were seeing in there was actually the aluminum casing being eaten up, and as it was spinning, it was throwing all these little aluminum flakes all over the place. So what happens is the back of the balancer, hold on a second, the back of the harmonic balancer is actually pushed back and it's actually eating into the case itself. And the reason that happened is because this rubber on here is actually gone bad. This is the piece that actually bolts up tight. This is the part that is the damper for vibration. And what happened is the outer ring itself is actually walking back towards the engine, and that's what's hitting into it. So that's the old one, and I'm going to show you the new one. That's the new one. As you can see, it's flush right there. It's nice and flush, and you can see there how it walked back. All right. See? Okay. Luckily, in this case here, there's no damage done to the engine itself. It just started to score it. They heard it at early stages. Now we're just going to put the new damper back on here, and we'll tighten up the belt and reinstall the bolt here. So let me grab some tools, and we'll come right back. Okay, I just want to point out that whenever you install the crankshaft bolt, you always need to find out what the torque specs would be on the bolt, and as you can see, it's 224.22 foot-pounds. So we're going to grab our torque wrench now. We're going to torque it down to the proper setting, and we'll continue. Let's get back over and tighten that up. Okay, and once you've got it set to the correct setting, then we have our new pulley. It's in place. It's nice and tight. I know you can't see it, but if I put my fingers behind up in here, I can feel that there's now clearance between the, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. There is clearance now between the pulley and the cover itself, the timing case cover. So let's get the fan belt on and let's put it back together. Okay, next thing we're going to do is before we put all this, this cover, before we put that cover back on here where it belongs, it was actually 2 screws up inside here and 1 screw in this way here. Before we put that cover back on, we're going to put the fan belt on because the tensioner is actually down underneath the bottom right up inside here. You need like a 19mm socket or wrench to get on there to put it back on. So we're going to put the belt back on from the bottom, and before we put that cover on and the wheel back on, we're going to start it up and make sure it's okay. I'll show you what how the fan belt routing is going to be, and then we'll do that. That's the routing of the fan belt. So we're going to get the belt on the vehicle, and then we'll lower it down and we're going to start it back up. So let me get that belt on there and I'll show you how that goes. Okay, now that we have the belt connected on, and I might add that the belt is a real pain in the rear end to get on, but when you get the belt on, you're going to try to get this the belt over the top of the pulleys here, and also down here also, and the lip is actually too big to get it on. So what we got to do is you got to go up around the top up here, put the belt on, and then the last piece that you're going to slide on is going to be right up on the top, right up here around this idler pulley right here. That's the last piece you're going to slide on. It goes on fairly easy like that. This is how you get in here to get to the tensioner, right up on top right here. And obviously once you have it reconnected up there, you want to just check and make sure that the belt is in the grooves the way it's supposed to be here. It's on the tensioner here. Make sure it's up on your power steering, your water pump here correctly, and on your power steering pump before you go ahead and start it. Because if the belt is not on correctly when you start it, it's going to come flying off. One last peek down here to make sure everything is okay. The belt, as you can see, it's on all the pulleys just the way it's supposed to be. Looks good. Back here we have a little bit of clearance now in the back over here that we did not have before, so we're looking good there. Alright, we already ran it, or we're going to run it to make sure everything is okay. And now that we're going to put this cover back on, and basically it's just going to slide back up in here like this, and we're going to bolt it back up, throw the wheel on, take it for a ride, out the door. So let's go around, let's start it up, and we'll see how everything is. Let me get in the car and start it. Okay, now that we have it started, check the belt to make sure that nothing is off on the pulleys. Never put your fingers down there, obviously. I'm sure you guys already know that, but that's about it. Alright, so now that we have the belt on, it's nice and quiet. As you can hear, there's no chirping, no nothing. Sounds perfect. Alright, thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, you drop me a line. Be more than happy to talk to you about anything. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.